Welcome, and Janet is in the house. Oh, don't worry, we're not eating cake today. I'm not even sure we're going to have Easter eggs, but she'll tell us about that.
Well, she hasn't got any props with her, so...
Yeah, so maybe someone wants to buy the eggs.
And bring us some bunnies as well.
Hello, Janet.
How are you? Good morning.
Are we going to hunt for the bunnies?
Maybe we should, Janet. What do you think?
Yeah, I have some hidden around, don't worry.
Okay.
I'll tell you when to look for them. Happy Easter anyway.
Thank you.
Great. Actually, what we're talking about, it's Easter break. So making the most of your short break. Yes, people are sometimes complaining that we have a lot of holidays, but the truth of the matter is, how well do you use those short breaks? Sometimes we even wish we had a day or two. Sometimes we're overworked. And we wish we had...
Do we get short breaks?
Oh, you don't get.
Not on TV.
Not on TV. Okay, so you have to be here when we are getting the short breaks.
That short break.
Like my housekeeper asked me yesterday, are you going to work tomorrow? I said, in fact, when you all are on holidays is when TV and radio work harder.
I agree with that.
They have to keep you all entertained.
Absolutely. I do agree with that, actually. But you know, sometimes when you get that one day off or so and it lingers into the weekend, that gives you an extra day or two, making your weekend longer. The truth is, how well do we use it? Many times we feel a little bit overworked and we really want that extra day. But when that day comes, as soon as it's daylight, it's gone again. And before you can say Jack Robinson, the next day is a working day. So you ask yourself, oh my goodness, those few days that I had, what did I do with them?
Exactly.
Really, you have to plan it. As hard as it sounds, it's something that we should be doing regularly, because the time goes with, you know, it's like fire in the bush. It goes so fast, and most times you come back and you ask yourself, what did I really do? And time gets wasted so easily. Today you can even say that 24 hours is not enough to get what you want done, especially when you have to factor in the environment that we live in. So I came up with some things and I said, making the most of your short break. And yes, sometimes you may still have to go to work, which is true, but you will still get that 1 or 2 days or extra time. The truth of the matter is, how well do you use it? And the first thing I said was, you should have reflection time. Even if it is for an hour, even
reflection
if it is
time, Janet, what does that mean?
It's like, okay, I don't have to go to work today, but I can go in a bit later if I want to. Sit down and reflect. You need to do a self-audit. You need to do a business audit. You might need to do an organizational audit. Sit down and begin to reflect. Where am I now? Am I really going towards my goal for the next 2 months, for the next 6 months, for the next year? Am I really on track? Sit down and reflect, first of all, for yourself, and then for your personal goals, your business, or whatever it is. And it doesn't take anything. It's just like 15 minutes, 30 minutes. You may be in front of the TV, you may be in the car. Just reflect on where you are now. Are you on track? Most times, because we live the moment. We wake up in the morning, get dressed, go to work, come back, go to bed, do the same thing. We don't have that reflection time. So I would say it's really about deep thinking. It's really about meditating and deep thinking. And it's just for a moment. And I said specifically, think about yourself, self-achievement, think about your family, think about your goals, think about your business, think about your job. The second thing I said was revamp old ideas. Sometimes we're like, come 2017, I'm going to do this. You put it inside the cooler and you procrastinate. I'm going to do it this month, next month, and that time never comes. Yeah. So it's back to reflecting as well. Go back to some of those old ideas. Maybe you said, you know what, I really want to write a book this year. I need to start writing. Maybe I should start with the introduction or the first chapter. Let me start. And starting, actually, like they say, a journey of 1,000 miles definitely starts with a step.
But, Janet, let me just come in here. That thing about going back to old ideas or revamping old ideas, sometimes what we do is you have that short break and, oh, I need to find that book I said I was going to write. And in the course of searching for it, you find some other things and you get distracted. Yeah. So how do you handle that kind of
It's the same thing about being focused. So like you rightly said, you've got this juicy book that you've always wanted to read, but you haven't had the time to read it. These short breaks are times when you can actually kickstart that reading. You might not finish the book. So it's a focus, it's a focal point. I want to read or start this book this holiday.
And they have a pilot, whatever book that you started.
Don't get yourself distracted by other things, because you will always have a million and one other things to do. But at least at the end of the short break, you can say, well, at least I achieved this one thing. Even if I didn't achieve other things, I did this. I started this book, or I finished 2 chapters.
Or I spent more time with my family.
Or I spent more time with my family. Either way, it is, you know, and then old ideas are things that you've always had. You've had this fantastic idea, but you've been waiting for the moment when you kickstart it. It's time for you to start picking it up, having ideas, put your thoughts down. And if you're having thoughts, don't just think about them. I would always say get a jotter and write those thoughts down, because easy thinking, easy flying away. So you need to write those down.
Easy thinking, easy flying away.
Yeah, and I think you need also to restore what I call vibrancy. So sometimes you feel so overwhelmed. When I say restore vibrancy, put a spring in your step. Something that's going to make you smile. All those things that, you know, it could be redecorating. Redecorating your office, redecorating your room, rearranging things. Just something that you think, okay, if I turn this sitting room around a bit, you know, it's going to, it's just like
lift my spirit.
Lift your spirit. Yeah. So just revamp something that's going to give you an extra smile, vibrate you, that vibrancy that you actually need, because we're all going through so many things in life. But what are you doing to maintain your psyche, your mentality? A lot of things that we need to do, and sometimes it's all a matter of time, and time is very, very scarce. I would always say recognize your health. Why I'm saying this is because you may be a workaholic, you may prefer to take paid leave rather than go on leave, but really, what are you doing to your health? Are you working yourself to the ground? So it's like, recognize those things where your age, number one, and of course your health. Maybe 20 years ago you had so much energy, but right now you need to slow it down a little bit. And it's true, and it's not easy, because you may be the CEO of your own company, or you may be the boss of your organization, and you may know that you're overworked, but there's not much you can do about it. The short breaks are probably just what you're looking for to slow down and take care of your health. So maybe you felt like backache, or because you've been sitting down for so long. It's time for you to take care of your health. That's what I would say. The next thing I would say is reevaluate your own values and beliefs.